Every living thing radiates an energy all its own. Yet to what do these energy fields correspond? Kirlian photographs of plant leaves and flower petals have raised some curious and as yet unanswered questions.
Were we just not designed to eat meat?
We are not designed to eat meat.
What would be the real optimum threat to the well-being of a plant? In fact, the imagery of fire entered my mind, and I not only thought, but I fully intended to burn the very leaf that was being tested with a match.
Relying on her affinity for plants, Mrs. Hashimoto looks forward to actual conversation with her cactus.
Plants communicate with each other.
Of the power of the blood of Christ.
Every living thing radiates an energy all its own. Yet to what do these energy fields correspond? Kirlian photographs of plant leaves and flower petals have raised some curious and as yet unanswered questions. Normally, healthy plants have distinctive, colorful coronas. On a few occasions, when part of a leaf has been cut off, a strange ghost afterimage appears. Researchers call it the phantom leaf effect, but no one knows yet what it means. What happens when two human energy fields come in contact? Tim and Lois are lovers. Photographed alone, his finger's aura is blue and spiky. Hers is white and softer around the edges. When they touch, their coronas mix and mingle. In contrast, observe this Kirlian photograph of people who are a little angry at each other. And this one, in which the person on the left is extremely hostile. Research has shown that the auras of the strong tend to dominate the weak, as can be seen in this Kirlian family portrait. Mother and father at the top, child at the bottom, rather overwhelmed.
I'm going to show you some pictures. So for example, this is Kirlian photography. This is a method of photography that the Russians developed years and years ago. And it has the ability to capture the life of the products and the foods that you eat. For example, this is an orange cut in half, and you can see the brilliant energy that's being let off from these oranges. Why? Because it is a live, living food. So it's important that you include live, raw, healthy food with all the enzymes associated in your diet. Now this is a picture on here with the raw cabbage that you can see. Okay, this is raw. See all the brilliant light? This is cooked cabbage. See how dull, and you can hardly see it at all? That's why things like raw sauerkraut is great for your colon. It's so important for the production of healthy bacteria that so many of us are at a loss out because of all of the harmful bacteria and or antibiotics that we've consumed. This is a picture of olive oil. See the bright, beautiful color of olive oil? See this one? This is lard. There's a huge difference between olive oil and the health that it gives your body versus lard. Again, this is muesli. For those of you that know what muesli is, it's a raw grain breakfast cereal that you can make. It's very popular in Europe. And guess what this is? It's cornflakes. You can't even see. You can't even see the cornflakes. It's such a dead, inorganic material. Plus, you're looking at cornflakes made by Kellogg's that's all genetically modified. So again, if you want to jumpstart your health for the new year and get a lease on life, please use the raw organic foods that have live enzymes and live foods. Now, this is really interesting. This is a photograph of handprint of a man that eats nothing but, you can't even see his outline of his hands, can you? This is a man that eats nothing but junk food, like at the fast food restaurants. This is a man that eats healthy raw foods. Look at the difference between the two. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. So my quest for you and your homework is include more raw, healthy foods in your diet. You're going to feel the difference. You're going to get nutrient prime because these raw foods have live enzymes that help you to digest your food.
In what we're doing, and I think it's the most important thing that I can be doing right now. There are so many people who are sick, and if this can help them, people have to know about this. It's fantastic that I get to share this with my family, that we're doing this together, and that we both feel so passionately about it.
She was on over 40 different medicines. She had been on methotrexate and Plaquenil, one of those which nearly destroyed her vision. All the potent anti-inflammatories, the Vioxx and the Celebrex, and was on all sorts of painkillers and all sorts of antibiotics. She had classic steroid toxicity. Her face was the shape of a moon because there's a lot of swelling that occurs in the face. At the age of 16, was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, and that evolved into a lupus condition, a diagnosis of interstitial cystitis, an autoimmune disorder. Bedridden 4 years. Her mother thought she would never survive.
I went to talk to William as a friend and as a doctor about his experience with patients and how they used cannabis. Seeing what the juicing did for me, using it in this form, was so significant. It changed my life. About 4 to 6 weeks after I started on juicing every day, I had no more back pain. I didn't need pain pills. I felt the best I ever had. Here we have something that can really change people's lives. I mean, I was laying in bed, catheterized, thinking that physicians were just trying to make me comfortable. They really didn't think that there was anything more that they could do, and that I may not live to be 30, which I am now. That was the best I could hope for. The best I could hope for was taking enough methadone and Percocet every day that I just didn't feel anything at all. I had 4 doctors tell me that I should have a hysterectomy.
You either have no ovaries or at the very least you're sterile.
That my endometriosis was so bad I would never be able to have a child.
Despite very potent birth control, despite being sterile, Zahaya decided she was going to come join the party.
All right, so this is why Christ was born 2,000 years ago. We're looking at a 24 to 25,000 year, what's called a Milankovitch cycle. So the Earth goes through 4 different seasons in a 24, 25,000 year period. It goes through a summer, fall, a winter, and a springtime, and each one of them lasts thousands of years. So right now, here's Earth's orbit today. We're just coming into a long spring summer period. See, and about right here is when Christ was born 2,000 years ago. So, and that is when you would start to see marijuana growing without any seeds. That's when you would be able to get buds without seeds, and it's going to last for like another 1,000 years here. So that's the period of Christ is right in here, and it's marijuana growing free of seeds. And you can also see that we're going into a long summer-fall period, which that's going to be the global warming. See, we just came out of the spring period, like we had the Ice Age, from this period right here, and then a nice spring and a thawing, and you had the flood and everything about this period of time. Then Christ was born 2,000 years ago, which is marijuana, which is the most abundant natural resource that this planet could produce. And then so its period lasts for 3,000 years, and then there's the global warming period where everything's burning. You got 1/3 of the Earth burning, and then it's just a cycle that repeats itself over and over and over again.